Yes, I have found basically the same problems that Ms. Nelda has spoken about here, except the rules are different for different people at DHS, and that should never happen. The rules should be the same at every DHS office. I got to see my grandchildren 1 hour. After about 6 to 8 weeks of waiting, I was finally told. And then when I went to DHS office every Thursday to see my grandchildren, they were never there. They were late. The workers were coming in with their undershirts on, not dressed properly, very unprofessional. You know, the first court date that I had with my children, and I have the paperwork to back it up, James Knowlton said the kids had been with him since they were born. The kids would say they wanted to live with him. He wants the kids to be put in his custody. That was told in the courtroom. I raised my hand in the courtroom. The judge, and I'm not going to call any names because I don't want anybody to know who the judge was, but he told me, Mr. Knowlton, you're not in a classroom. We don't raise hands in court. But it's hilarious that here you allow people to raise their hands, right? You know, I've observed that, and I do appreciate being able to come before this committee and tell my story. My grandkids have been taken away from me after me telling them I wanted them. I'm a very successful businessman. I run a complete business for 23 years. I think I'm capable of raising my grandchildren. I was not given the opportunity to take my grandchildren. I guess I'm part of that 15% that Arkansas sloughs off into the corner, sweeps under a rug, which don't enable us to reach the 29% of all the surrounding states do, or the national average. It's kind of pathetic to me that Arkansas has a 14% rate, while all the surrounding states has a, what, 29%? It's a bureaucracy. It needs fixed. Not only is it affecting grandkids, it's affecting the taxpayers of the state of Arkansas. We are spending millions of dollars to support, place kids, nurture kids, when those kids could be placed with grandparents. It just don't seem right to me. It doesn't seem right in her case. It don't seem right in my case. Nobody ever come to us. I told the caseworker right from the get-go, if I was allowed to take my grandchildren, that I would swear out a protection where nobody else could see those grandkids except me and my wife. The day I got my grandkids, our house would be open to them and only them. That had no effect with DHS. I called DHS, told them numerous times that I wanted my grandchildren. They referred me to an office over on Confederate Boulevard, or what used to be Confederate Boulevard, and they changed the name of it now. I called over there, no response, no nothing. It's just, you know, I'm perfectly able, perfectly capable of taking care of my grandchildren. There is no reason why those grandkids are not with a family that loves them rather than being adopted out. DHS railroaded those grandkids, and by the way, while I'm here, I want to tell everybody, DHS wouldn't have had those grandkids to start with if it hadn't been for me. I made a mistake. If I had it to do all over again, I would never call DHS to help a grandchild, because they don't help them. They put them under the bus. It's a bureaucracy. It needs fixed. My grandchildren deserve better. The state of Arkansas deserves better. The taxpayers deserve better. Thank you. I appreciate the ability to be able to speak here.
Thank you, Mr. Knowlton. Mr. Baker?